Schneider, please.
Shalom. I want to continue what I've been speaking about recently. I want to try to explain what I think is the core of satmar. First of all, we have to understand something about Napoleon. Napoleon was the emperor of France. His brother Joseph was the king of Italy. His brother Charles was the king of Holland. His brother Jerome was the king of Westphalia. His friend General Murat was the king of Spain. His friend General Bernadotte was the king of Sweden. Bekitzer, he took over throughout all of Europe. It was a family ASIC. Prussia was, he knocked them down completely. His second wife was Mary Louise, the daughter of the emperor of Hungary, of Austria-Hungary. He had destroyed the Holy Roman Empire, no longer existed. Russia was standing against him, but he had made a peace. He made a peace treaty in Tilsit, I think, with the Tsar, Alexander I. So there was peace between France and Russia. The only one he didn't have peace with was England. England was the only problem. He was a Melech B'Kippah. He put down the Catholic Church tremendously. He took away its power. He was Misares, the Pope, Bako, Mikoko. The Pope was supposed to crown the emperor. He took the crown from the hands of the Pope, and he crowned himself emperor. The Pope is geblieben Gornicht. Tremendous. Okay, now we turn to the Jews. He set up the Sanhedrin when 1806, Tafkuf Samachwa, when Rebbe wanted to bring Mashiach. The Sanhedrin did many things. Just as an example, the Sanhedrin said the Jews are not allowed to take ribbis from a goy, what the Jews have been doing for 2,000 years. Because if the Christians are not allowed to take ribbis from each other, according to their teachings, the teachings of Yoshke, so then a Jew also can't take it's not fair for a Jew to take ribbis from a Christian. A Jew is not allowed to marry a goyish girl, but if he does, the rabbis can't do anything to him. The rabbis have no right to do any sanctions against anybody who breaks the law of Moses. The chuli. Okay, so the ha-tanya hears about this and he's very upset. He says, what if it help you put down the Catholic Church? But he's a pagan. He's bringing paganism. Paganism is better than Christianity. Christianity at least has morality. Paganism is there's no morality. He wasn't the biggest tzaddik, Napoleon. So, and look what he's doing. He's taking away the koach of the rabbanim. And if he takes over Russia, Napoleon invaded Russia with 500,000 soldiers. That's going to be the end. So many thousands and tens of thousands of Jews are going to leave Yiddishkeit to go to universities. Okay, so the Krishna Magid was also against Napoleon. He read the Megillah, Nafal Tipo, Napoleon Tipo. And the Rav Shitzer, who was a Talmud of the Krishna, when he baked the matzahs, he said he's throwing Napoleon's divisions into the fire. But see, Napoleon was not afraid of the magic of the Krishna, and the Rav Shitzer wasn't afraid of them. But the ha-tanya sent spies to actually give over secrets of Napoleon's army to the Russian generals. Very, very Napoleon got upset.
Rabbi Schneider.
Yeah.
Rabbi Kaplan told me that he has a sefer by, I think it's Emmanuel Etkis on the ha-tanya, and he proves that this was not true. There were no spies. It's a legend that Chabad made up, according to Emmanuel Etkis.
Bekitzer, Napoleon did do pa'ulis to catch the ha-tanya. He was upset with it. And they got a medal from the Schneider family. They had this special rights in the Russian Empire because of this thing that they had been named to the Tsar. Mamash like, Barzilai, who helped David HaMelech when he was running away from Absalom. The same type of story that the Russian government had like Koras HaToiv to the Schneider family. So, now let's try to understand Rav Mendel Rimonov, and I have a different shita than, I haven't seen anybody say this. This is Schneider's shita. It's right or wrong. I don't know. I don't have the kelim to investigate it, and I'm a very lazy fellow. And Yisroel helps, but Yisroel is also involved in a million things. He's not exactly focused. one day we'll get our act together, we'll set up a machon. Meanwhile, Schneider says like this. The Mendel Rimonov says to the ha-tanya, what are you talking about? Here is a new world order. He's putting down Christianity. Other Jews are going to leave Yiddishkeit. So what? My Rebbe, Menachem Mendel Rimonov, my Rebbe was of Shmakel Nickersburg. His father, Tzvi Hirsch, the Trotzkverov, gave the bracha to Rothschild, to Meir Ansher Rothschild. He didn't know that if he's going to make Meir Ansher Rothschild into the first Jewish millionaire, that his family are not going to be religious. Who was religious in the Rothschild family? One, Shimon in Frankfurt. They all became non-religious. So what? But they helped the Jewish people. Okay, so Jews are going to leave. The Jews who are going to become educated, they're not going to be so religious. Some of them are going to be completely fry out, but they're not going to. How many assimilated? How many educated Jews completely assimilated and left the Jewish people? Almost nothing. Almost all the Jews remained Neman and helped the Jewish people. It's pikuach nefesh. We look where the Jewish people are. Let some of them go to universities. Let them try out and let them make money and help the Jewish brothers. That, I believe, is the shita of Mendel Rimonov, which he learned from his Rebbe, which goes back to Hirsch of Chotkov. Now, so what is it saying, basically? It's saying if there's a status quo, if something is happening, and it's favorable for the gashmis of the Jewish people, so we don't care so much about the Ruchnis. In his own community, he was very machmir. The women that made takonis, the woman weren't allowed to do this and that. He was very, very machmir. He says, in my community, I'll be very machmir. But when some of the Jews fry out, okay, it's a taiva. That's his shita. Now, if Napoleon would have stayed in power, there would not have been, most likely, 100 years after Napoleon was defeated, Waterloo 1815, there's World War I. The Tsar of Russia is taken down, there's communism. 125 years after Waterloo, there's Hitler, there's World War II. I don't know exactly the statistics. Something like 50 million people were killed in both wars. And imagine the satmar looking at this, and he's saying, Gewalt, Mendel Rimonov was right. They shouldn't let Napoleon, just leave him alone. And then and all this wouldn't have happened. There wouldn't have been 2 world wars. There wouldn't have been communism. There wouldn't have been Nazism. And not only that, there wouldn't have been Zionism. The biggest hate of the Satmar was Zionism. It all came about because of all this instability. There would have been instability if the Jews could have assimilated, and nobody would have bothered them. Herzl would have been happy. He wouldn't have started Zionism. Those Zionism started as a reaction because the Jews were being persecuted. The Jews who had assimilated, Dreyfus. So, okay. So, B'kitzur, that's the story. That the Satmar, I think, had big kindness on those who were against Mendel Rimonov, and he decided, I'm going in under the shita. No, the Shalosh Shavuos is just window dressing. The ultimate umas means don't change, don't rock the boat. That's why the Satmar is for Hillary, right? Who knows what Trump will do? Don't rock the boat. You have your connections with the government people. You have the money's coming in. Don't rock the boat. Leave it as it is. If you bring in somebody, if you take down what the establishment that is in power, who knows what's going to happen? That's Satmar. Don't rock the boat. Tada rabba, kol tov.
Tada rabba, Rabbi Schneider, for your stimulating talk.
Okay.
We don't know if it's emes, like you said, but it's very interesting. Thank you.